Over the past month, and especially over the past week or so, I've been getting one video request more so than anything else. That's for the cooking video, which is still coming, but the second most requested video by far is around Fallout 76's Battle Royale mode, as, somewhat unsurprisingly, there actually is a major problem with this mode, and in this video, I'm going to be going pretty in depth on this problem, what exactly it is, why it's causing frustration for so many users, and why just as of late it's become such a big issue. But alternatively, something that could potentially remove some of your other issues is today's video sponsor, that with Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website building platform that allows you to create pretty much whatever website you need and with relative ease. So Fallout 76's Battle Royale mode having a hacking problem honestly isn't anything new, and frankly, if you really want to break it down, Battle Royales in general attract hackers. This was a predictable problem. Basically every other Battle Royale out there has at least at one point had a fairly major hacking problem, but with Fallout 76, it's pretty bad. It's actually no coincidence that this has actually become just recently a major topic of discussion. There have been a subset of players who have been playing the Battle Royale mode and PvP focused for a while now, and it's been a prolonged problem, but just in the past week, Bethesda launched their Battle Royale Halloween promotion. So with this, each subsequent day, a new unlock would open up, a new challenge for you to complete, and by playing and earning experience in the Battle Royale mode, you would unlock new cosmetic items. These cosmetic items could be then used in the Battle Royale or in the regular adventure mode. So although some of these are new, several of these are actually from the Halloween Creation Club bundle that you could buy last year, which frankly is a conversation in and of itself. Although considering in the past, Bethesda has actually taken things from Creation Club, one microtransaction, and then sold it in the Atomic Shop, a separate microtransaction. I guess considering the fact that now at least these are free is an improvement, but the other major factor with these is they're actually only for a limited time. So you can only unlock these up until November 12th. The premier cosmetic, at least thus far, is this glow-in-the-dark skeleton suit. It's easily the one that looks the coolest, and I think it's what most people are striving for. It actually has a fairly large cap at requiring 14,000 experience. That's pretty high. Like, that's not easy to achieve. Let's say you have a pretty good game, maybe you'll get 1,000 experience if you win and get a lot of kills, which isn't super realistic, and we'll talk about why in a moment. But in a more typical game, you might only get 300 experience. Combine that with the wait times in between matches, how long the match itself might have taken at 15 to 20 minutes. So obviously with a PvP mode, when your experience is based on your performance, it's hard to put exact numbers on it, but very easily, even if you're a decent player, this could be a 10 to 15 hour plus unlock. There's also been kind of a mini controversy around the fact that this very Halloween themed skeleton costume and the ability to unlock this only came out yesterday. So that being several days after Halloween, you could get this, which you would think this would be something to get released leading up to Halloween, so you could wear it on Halloween or for the Halloween event. And I think one of the major driving forces towards a lot of people wanting this is Fallout 76 has a very completionist community. They want all of the outfits. They want those rare outfits in particular. The fact that you could only get it now is driving a lot of players to it. They want to wear this proudly in their adventure mode and show off to their friends that probably won't have it. But also the other Halloween costumes you could get from the other event just aren't really that cool. That was one of my main criticisms of that event. I'm just speaking broadly, the game really doesn't have a lot of unlockable cosmetics as far as the DLCs go. The vast majority of that stuff is reserved for the Atomic Shop, so you have to pay money for it. But all of that is just typical player problems. There's a lot of games that have relatively high caps on unlocking certain cosmetics. That's nothing new. But getting back around to what I mentioned at the start of this video, what is a much larger problem in this game is the amount of hackers you could find in the Battle Royale mode. And this is a multifaceted problem, and I'll go over why. But even just as an example as to how bad this is, after I planned out this video, did some of the initial research for it, and then actually jumped into the Battle Royale mode to get some background footage in literally the very first game I was in. Before I got any kills or made any real significant progress, I was just killed through a wall. One shot, had no recourse, and my entire team died shortly thereafter, except the one dude that managed to run away. Although, before we talk more about that, something that doesn't have a ton of problems is Squarespace. I've been personally using Squarespace since back when I started high school, whether it be for professional things around the channel or even just student projects. What drew me to it initially was the ease of use. Squarespace provides several on-screen tools that make building a website pretty intuitive and self-explanatory. Whether it's doing things like setting up an online store, setting up a blog, or even just a landing page for all of your social media links, with Squarespace you can get a jump start with a template of your choosing and then very easily set up the exact website you were hoping for. Although really the beauty of this is you don't don't just have to take my word for it. By clicking the link in the description or going to squarespace.com, you can start your own free trial and test it out for yourself. If you like what you created or just want to upgrade yourself, you can also go to squarespace.com/JuiceHead to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I truly have been using them for years at this point, but looking back at Fallout 76, even though I experienced a hacker in my first game, that doesn't inherently mean that they are super widespread, although which does seem to make it pretty evident that they are pretty widespread, is the user reports around these. Even just looking on YouTube, if I search Fallout 76 hacker and just show you some of the videos that were uploaded in the past week, you could find that there's a lot of these. There seems to be quite a wide variety of hacks actually causing these problems, ranging from what happened to me with actually just getting killed through a wall, that seems to be a pretty popular one, but then some of the other typical hacks you'll see, speed hacks, ESP, being able to see where enemy players are, being able to run fast or jump high, aimbots, so you could automatically headshot other people. I've actually heard of people just shooting in the air and landing headshots all over. But then even like odder things like this one, I'm not really sure if what's happening in the background here is actually a hack or a bug, but basically there was just these sounds coming from this one area of the map, a ton of items placed down, and if you destroyed them, they would just respawn. Apparently that's a general bug with this mode. Sometimes if people disconnect, their camps will stay active, but this was just weird. And to really convey how much of an issue this is, every clip I just showed you in the background is under 1 week old. These are all brand new by several different uploaders on YouTube. Some of course I recorded myself. This is a major problem, and there's a lot of evidence all over the internet. But of course, these things happen. No matter what your game is, people will try to hack it and to some degree be successful. The real question is, what is Bethesda doing in response? And it's actually almost absurd how bad the response, at least thus far, has been. So it's really not to say that there haven't been bans at all. There certainly have been bans to persistent hackers after numerous reports from players. There is an in-game reporting system, or outside of that, you can create a ticket or message a community manager. But while doing the research for this video, talking to people that play the mode, a persistent issue users have been having is that Bethesda is just ignoring reports. Oftentimes, if you have these problems, you'll be directed towards Bethesda support, and it seems like the vast majority of users are either getting no response from Bethesda support, getting a response that says their video evidence isn't enough, like this video wasn't enough to prove this guy was hacking, or, and this without a doubt is the most absurd, just getting their tickets permanently closed without any major response, or just saying this isn't enough and then getting the ticket closed. Again, this isn't across the board. There certainly are users who have collectively gotten certain people banned. It seems like the trick is to just have an overwhelming amount of evidence. One video might not be enough, but if you have 3, 4, 5, that can be effective. But the takeaway being, it's actually kind of hard to get people banned in this mode in this game. Even with video evidence and submitting a ticket to Bethesda, that might not be enough, which is crazy. That should literally be all it takes. And this of course is also not really even talking yet about the fact that some of these systems should be automated. The ability to detect third-party programs, or just even detect in-game when a certain player is doing something they shouldn't be, like flying. You should be able to tell, hey, you can't be up in the air that long. I don't know the specifics, but several systems in Fallout 76 do track certain player stats. And even further, there is an anti-cheat to some degree. Some people have been banned for certain things, but pretty clearly it's not effective. And frankly, you don't have to take my word for it. If you just want to test this, really all you have to do is play a few games of the Battle Royale mode and you'll be able to tell. Many people who are winning these matches are doing so because they're able to hack their way to the top. Because, at least as of right now, as of late, there hasn't been much consequence to this. There are the occasional bans, but even those do take several weeks to be implemented, and although things are pretty bad, at least right now, they may be getting better in the future. I've heard reports of kind of a soft ban wave occurring thus far with Fallout 76, and there may be a larger one coming over the next few weeks. So for those of you active in the mode, things may actually get better. But of course, the other side of this, the thing I started talking about first in this video, is that there's a limited time event right now. There's a ton of people that typically don't play the PvP mode trying it out, and many are just leaving or quitting due to the hacking problem. And even just outside of that, it can be hard to win in this mode to begin with. You are playing against a lot of other talented players. But now factor considering also that there's a lot of hackers in the mix, it makes getting some of those unique cosmetics quite difficult, and I've seen a lot of frustration in that area. Now, of course, a big disclaimer around this is predominantly a PC problem. If you're on consoles, apparently there are some issues on Xbox at least, but it's much lesser because actually successfully using hacks with the game is quite a bit more difficult. Or on PC, it's literally as simple as download this program and you're kind of good to go, which is scary. As far as an official response from Bethesda, we haven't seen a ton thus far, although again, I've heard some rumblings that a ban wave may be coming, but then the question does remain, how effective will that be, and how preventative will we see things in the future? If you ban hackers, but only ban them a couple of weeks or a couple of months after they start hacking, there still is a major problem there. But either way, yeah, that is a bit of a recap of the recent hacking problem we were seeing with the Battle Royale mode of Fallout 76. This is a pretty major one for anyone that even remotely likes this mode or just wants some of those unique cosmetics. I feel like it's a shame because the mode has promise. I'm not a huge fan of Battle Royales, but in general, I don't hate this. At times, the gameplay can be pretty fun, especially when you're on a fuller server, get a good squad playing all together, and it is a shame that it is faced with these problems. Either way though, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this one. Hopefully you found the video informative, maybe you resonated with some of the issues I talk about in it, but with that, I hope to see you guys all next time. Later.